I have a problem with sleeping. I hate it. If I had a choice, I'd stay awake forever. Every day I wake up and I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack. Sometimes I can't tell whether or not things I dreamed about really happened. Once I got up and went to feed a dog I don't even have. The worst thing is when you dream about people you know, especially when you don't really see those people anymore. I decided I was just going to stay awake. I don't know why. I was just experimenting with myself. I wanted to see how long I could last. It's stupid, I know. Nightmares get you whether you're asleep or not. Coffee, very important. I must have drunk about 1 million cups. And when I ran out, I'd go around to the 24-hour place in the corner and get a cappuccino that tasted exactly like cardboard. There was a girl there that worked night shift and I used to talk to her. She'd sit behind the counter reading magazines, even though she said she's supposed to be cleaning up or something. She asked me why I was up in the middle of the night and I told her what I was doing. I was surprised she didn't think I was a complete lunatic. Well, maybe she knew something I didn't. After all, she stayed awake all night every night. She'd even give me free coffee and cigarettes, which was cool. Some people really surprise you. Unless we're talking about someone like my brother, in which case I know exactly what to expect. My brother and I used to work for the same company until he fired me. He was sort of my boss, which meant I had to do whatever he said for about the first time ever. So he'd push me around and act like a hotshot businessman. You know how he fired me? Over the phone. He called me on his way to work and said, "Don't bother getting out of bed today." I couldn't believe it, my own brother. I haven't spoken a word to him since. A couple of days later, I took his keys and stole his car. I just dumped the car on a street somewhere. I felt kind of bad about it, but not too much. After all, he deserved it. He's taken enough things from me. And he really loved that car too. After I'd been awake for about 3 days, I really started to feel the strain. The hardest time to keep awake is about 4:30 in the morning. After the sun comes up and everything. You know, it gets easier, but at 4 in the morning it really kills you. The reason has something to do with brainwave cycles or something. I started to become suspicious of anybody who went past the house. I felt like something really bad was going to happen. And I wanted to be ready. I had to do something. I decided to go and get my brother's car and take it back. I didn't care anymore. I couldn't have cared less if the police had come and thrown me in jail. And knowing my brother, they probably would. On the way there, I went to visit the girl at the 24-hour place. I thought it might be the last time I saw a friendly face. It wasn't a good idea. I think I did something to insult her, I'm not sure. I don't really remember anything clearly about that night. I started to forget where I was and where I was going. I doubt if I could have told you my name if you'd offered me $1 million. I don't know what happened. My head opened up and I fell in. A funny thing happened though. I don't know why, but that girl followed me and took me home. It must have really looked like I was sick. My brother's car stayed in the street for a week before anyone reported it. I swear no one gives a shit about anything anymore. A couple of days later she came over to see how I was. We stayed awake for 3 days straight.